Hi everybody, um, welcome back. We uh, we had another great, beautiful day today. Um, Creator blessed us with a really great day, and I feel really stoked that I talked to a few of my friends, and they shared some good advice with me, and I just want to say, um, this quarantine thing, we're we're all told that we need to stay inside and we need to be can't go outdoors and and I see a lot of the videos that are on Facebook with kids who are wanting to go outside, but they're told no, you can't go outside. And we think back to a long time ago. Um, there wasn't a there wasn't a time or a decision that was said. The weather was beautiful outside, so a lot of the kids wanted to go out and play. And but these times that we're in today are a little bit different, and it's kind of scary out there. But we're told we need to stay inside, and what better way, as I said and expressed with everybody last night, was it is so awesome to see your guys' pictures of how you've gathered around with the children and everybody got together, and even for a brief little moment of your day, you all got together as a family and listened to some good old-fashioned storytelling. You don't see too much of that anymore, and I'm very excited to see the um, all the children are watching. So to all the my little friends out there at home with your families, Mr. Preston wants to say a big hello to you. Um, it's a it's a like, we'll get through this and we'll be back and we'll all be good. Um, I wanted to share a couple of things with you today. I know my bear story was a little intense yesterday, but it just showed us that we need to protect our little ones and protect everyone around us, and that was the whole important part of that story I told last night. And I would like to address the other thing is, these stories that I'm telling you. Um, uh, these are stories that I like to just tell because these are things that I like to see, and a lot of the things that I look at, I watch, and I like to make stories about them and share them. And I just thought that those were the kind of stories that I'm sharing with you guys. These stories are meant to have laughter from our children. Um, they're there to bring everybody together and not think about all of this craziness that's happening out there, but reflect on good family time and to ease our little ones, our children who are watching, to give them comfort to know that we're all still here. We're good, we're strong, we're good. I got my um, cedar here, and as I always do, I would like to burn a little bit of our cedar and get us fanned off in that good way, and we'll tell some stories. I hope everybody's doing great tonight. It's been a good day. Had a great time today, and doing what I needed to do. I hope you all are keeping up with your schoolwork and your home time. That's good. Right. I'd like to also say hello to everybody joining us tonight, and welcome to my home. We I'm very thankful that my family allows me to come and lets me do this. Take time out of our home here to let me talk to everybody and tell them some stories and make everybody feel good. Um, I see a lot of people who write comments, and I get to read those comments later. I just can't read them during this. So to everybody that's commenting, thank you so much for support and 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 commenting that it was okay to proceed to do with what I'm doing. You know, it's very cold outside. There is still a lot of snow out there, so we're gonna go ahead and continue with these times of talking with everybody and telling some stories. The first story I want to tell, it's a silly, crazy little story that I heard, and I thought about it a lot, and I thought, man, you know, since all the little ones are watching tonight with their families, I thought, let's do a nice little story. And I told the story about the porcupine, and you know, he met that old coyote, and he's telling everybody out there, do you like my new coat? He's still telling everybody. But this story that I'm going to tell too also involves the coyote. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if time is going good and we have a good response of people chiming in, maybe we'll tell 2 stories tonight. How about that? And that'll be really great. And at the end of our storytelling, I'll be joined with a very special guest, and we have a very special way that we're going to close out our night tonight for you guys. So be looking forward to that. Yeah. So there was this long time ago, you guys. There was this little bitty bird. It was a little bird, and this little bird was a dove. And this little dove was walking around on the ground. And as the little dove was walking around, he came across a really sharp thorn from a tree. He didn't see it, so when he was walking, he happened to step on this thorn. And when he stepped on this thorn, he cut his little foot. Now when the little dove looked down and seen the blood, he was so sad, and he started to cry. The little dove began to cry, and he began to cry. Ooh, 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 ooh. He looked at his poor little foot, and he couldn't stop it from bleeding, and he tried to clean it and wipe it, but it hurt so bad, and he continued to cry. Ooh, ooh, ooh. From off in the distance, there was an animal that could hear this. And he kept following the sound of this mysterious song that he was hearing. Ooh, ooh. And he thought, what is that? And it was that old coyote. And he kept getting closer and closer and closer, listening for that sound. Finally, the old coyote came across this little dove that was sitting next to the tree, singing his song, as the wolf thought, or the coyote thought. Woo, woo. And that coyote got so excited, and he told that little dove, hey, little dove, why don't you teach me that song that you're singing? I like that song, and I want to sing that song. And the little dove looked at the coyote and said, Coyote, I am not teaching you a song. This is not a song that I am singing. This is me crying because my foot is cut. I have a cut on my foot. No, that's a beautiful song, Coyote said. You gotta teach me it. No, Coyote, I am crying. Can you please help me? Coyote shook his head. No. He says, I want you to teach me that song right now. And if you don't teach me that song, I am gonna eat you. The little dove got scared. And because he feared for his life and thought that the coyote was gonna eat him, the little dove agreed to teach him this song. As the coyote learned this song, the coyote was super happy and super excited. Man, he was just all crazy, jumping around like, woo, I got a new song. Coyote took off running, and he started running around the woods, singing his brand new song. What Coyote didn't see was that there was a great big giant rock right in front of him. And Coyote took off running, boom, and he tripped right over that rock. Ow! Boom! Coyote hit the ground, and he woke up, and he said, "What just happened? Oh, oh." And he looked around and said, "Oh, I really bumped my head hard. Whoa. What song was I singing?" Coyote couldn't remember the song that he was singing. He bumped his old head so hard, he didn't even know what song he was singing anymore. So then he continued. He thought, I'm going to go find that little bird again and have him reteach me this song. And so he went and followed the noise, the song, and there, sure enough, underneath that tree, the little dove still sat holding his little foot, crying. Woo! 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 Coyote went up to that little dove and asked him, "Little dove, teach me this song that you're singing." And the little dove again told Coyote, "This is not a song that I am singing. I am crying. I hurt my foot. Coyote, can you please help me?" Coyote shook his head. No. Teach me that song. I want to know that song. "It is not a song that I am singing," the dove said. "My foot is hurt and I need some help. Can you help me?" Coyote said, "No!" Very angry he got. "Teach me that song. Teach me that song. You teach me that song or I will eat you." Little dove got scared, was afraid. And because he did fear for his life, because he thought the coyote would eat him, he showed that song to the coyote again. And now Coyote learned the song again. And Coyote got all excited again. And he was super, super happy. He started running all over the woods, running around, singing his brand new song. Not seeing that there was a big log in front of him this time. Whoa! Oh! 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 Coyote got up, shook his head. He says, "Oh, I really bumped my head really hard this time." He couldn't think about it. And he looked and he said, "Oh." He says, "Huh. Now what song was I singing before I bumped my head?" And he thought real long. And he thought, And he started to sing songs in his head. Couldn't think of it. So he finally got himself up and he thought, "I'm going to go back and see that little bird and have him teach me that song." Meanwhile, the little dove was sitting at the tree holding his wound, and he thought, "Man, I wish there was some way that I could teach that old coyote a lesson. You know, he just doesn't want to learn. I'm hurting." So while he sat there, he grabbed some of his medicines and he put them on his wound, and his wound stopped bleeding, and it was good enough for the little dove to walk. And the little dove went walking down to the river that was right near them, and he went and found some really beautiful river rocks. And he tried to look through all of them, and he found a rock that looked just like him. He put this stone, and he ran back to where he was hurt, and he sat it down next to the tree. And he took off running and hid behind some trees where only he could see. Wolf could see him. So only he could see. And he waited for that old wolf to come back and ask about this song again. After a couple of minutes, sure enough, here comes that old coyote again. Coyote comes walking up, and he sees the bird. And he looks at the bird, and he says, "Hey, dove, teach me that song." "Hey, dove, teach me that song." "Oh, so now you're gonna ignore me? Now you're not even gonna talk to me? Teach me that song! Teach me that song!" "Okay, this is a warning to you, little dove. If you don't start singing that song, I am gonna eat you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, dove." Now all this time, Coyote has no idea what the little dove really did was make a stone that looked just like him. So he's sitting there. "Okay, you little dove, I'm gonna really eat you this time." And he growled up his teeth. And he started to growl. The hairs on the back of his neck went up. And he got back down and he growled. And he jumped up into the air. And he bit down on that little dove. But as soon as he bit down on that little dove, what he actually bit down on was that rock. And as soon as his teeth touched that rock, all of his little teeth in his mouth went and cracked and crashed. Oh, it hurt so bad that the coyote let out a cry that was never even heard before. "Ow, ow, 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 ow." And he took off running. And he went running to all the other little animals that were found in the woods. Coyote would run up to the turtles. "Ow, ow, 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 ow." And the turtles thought, this coyote's crazy, and they wouldn't help him. He ran to the bears, and he started talking to the bears. "Ow, ow, 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 ow." And the bears were ignoring him as well. Nobody listened to this old coyote. And he ran, and he ran, and he ran all over the place, trying to convince somebody he was hurt, his teeth hurt. And to this day, you guys, if you're outside, not only can you hear that coyote telling you about his brand new cow, he's also telling you about how much his teeth hurt. "Ow, ow, 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 ow." And again, nobody wants to listen to that coyote. So that was my story, you guys, about the little dove and the coyote. And coyotes always getting picked on in our stories, it seems. But, you know, like again, ladies and gentlemen and all the kids that are here, these stories are merely, they're for fun for all of us. And we're just having a great time being together and being here for one another. And especially the young ones that are all out there. Thank you all for you know, checking me out, and I hope you're enjoying your meals. We're gonna, if you guys are eating dinner, I don't know, but the next story that I wanted to tell you guys, we have time, I think, and if everybody's okay with that, maybe we'll do one more quick little short story here. And this story talks about our poor little friend, Mr. Raccoon. And Raccoon is a lot of ways. He's in a lot of our stories as well. And the story that I'm going to share is it's another silly little story that I think the kids might enjoy, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. And again, we're having a great session here, a great story time here, and thank you guys all for sticking around. They say that raccoon, he didn't always look like he always did today, what we see him as. Before, a long time ago, they say Raccoon was skinny and he was slim and he liked to run. He was very athletic, Raccoon was, very strong. And Raccoon, he liked to go on adventures. He liked to travel all over Mother Earth. Man, he'd go here, he'd go there, never in one place at one time. Having a good time, Raccoon liked to have. And he would like to go on his adventures and go here and go there, just visiting and talking to everybody. And one day, Raccoon was running. He was having a good time, and he happened to stop, and he looked up on a hill. And as he looked upon the tall mountain hill, there stood a big, giant rock. Oh, it was a big boulder, big, giant rock. Raccoon went running up to rock. You could hear his little feet. He went running up to the rock, and he tapped on the rock. Hey, Grandfather Rock, are you there? Go away. Leave me alone. Raccoon didn't want to leave him alone, though, so Raccoon kept knocking on him. Hey, Grandfather, are you there? Grandfather, wake up. Go away, Raccoon. Leave me alone. Raccoon wasn't having none of this. Raccoon said, come on, let's go. He woke up. You gotta get him up. What he went, Grandfather, wake up, Grandfather, wake up, Grandfather, wake up. Finally, Grandfather says, Raccoon, what do you want? Leave me alone. Can't you see I just like to be here all by myself? Go on with your adventures. Leave me alone. Raccoon said, no, Grandfather says, you gotta come on an adventure with me. Grandfather Rock said, no, I do not wish to go on any of your adventures. Just let me go. Let me be. Raccoon said, no. He says, you are coming with me, Grandfather Rock. And Raccoon went and looked, and he looked all around, and he found him this real big stick. And he grabbed that stick and he jammed it right under Grandfather Rock, and he started to push down on it. Slowly, Grandfather Rock started weaving back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. He pushed again. Finally, Grandfather Rock was leaning so far back and forth, and back and forth, and with one last push, Grandfather was free, and he began to roll down the hill. Poo-junk, 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 poo-junk. And he started to go faster. Poo-junk, poo-junk. Raccoon was super excited. He was like, oh my God. And he took off running right next to the rock as it was rolling. And he goes, see, Grandfather Rock, now we're having fun. Now we're going on our adventures. All right. Grandfather Rock was, no, boom, 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 no, boom, 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 boom. He started going faster. As he was going faster and faster down the hill, Raccoon thought, oh, so Grandfather Rock, you think you're faster than me? Ha! Raccoon said, I'll show that Grandfather Rock. And he took off. That Raccoon started running faster. Faster! Faster! Super fast! Finally, he got so far ahead of the Grandfather Rock that he turned around and looked at Grandfather Rock and said, ha ha! Grandfather Rock, I beat you, you lose. I am the winner. And then he turned around to look where Grandfather was, and at that moment, Grandfather Rock came rolling right by, boom, and smush right over that raccoon. The raccoon was flattened, and Grandfather Rock just kept on rolling. So now Raccoon was laying there all flat. He was so flat, he was like, he couldn't even talk. He could barely breathe, but his voice was so soft. All of the animals that walked by, he tried to ask them to help him. There was a rabbit that came walking by. Hey, little rabbit, can you come help me? But even the rabbit with the big ears could not hear him. The birds that were flying over, hey, brother bird, help me. None of them could hear him. No one could hear him. There was one little creature that could, though, however. And out of the woods came this little bitty, tiny little ant. And this little ant kind of crawled over, and he kind of crawled up, and he got on that old raccoon's nose, and he looked down at him, and he said, geez, raccoon, what happened to you? And raccoon said, help me, can you guys help me? And the little ant, he was like, of course I can help you, but allow me, I have to run back to my people, and I have to get some help. No, don't leave me. And the little ant said, I'll be back. Trust me. And he took off, and the little ant went back to his village. After a while of raccoon laying there, he looked over to the side, and he can see all the little ant people were coming. They were following in a straight line. Do you ever look at ants when they walk along? They follow each other in the same little path. That's the same kind of path that they were following back to Raccoon. And as they all got to him, all the little ant people began to put Raccoon back together. And slowly but surely, Raccoon's arm got better. His other arm got better. His body. Oh, his feet. Oh, his head. Oh, Raccoon stood up and he kind of stretched. But he looked a little different than what he did before. He wasn't as slim as he was a little bit fatter. And he was a lot slower too. But that didn't even matter to Raccoon. He was only happy because I was back. I'm back. Yeah. And so when he got himself up, he shook himself and he... little bugs. Yuck. And he brushed all the ant people off of him. And they all fell to the ground and they were looking at him. Raccoon didn't even care. He didn't even say thank you. He just kind of walked off and did his own little thing. All the little ant people looked at him. They were very angry with that raccoon. And they told him, as he was walking off, no one's ever going to trust you anymore. No one's ever going to help you anymore. And with that, Raccoon just went walking off and doing his own thing. And if you guys ever happen to be driving along the highway roads like I do, when you're going up anywhere driving, there's always that poor unfortunate little raccoon on the side of the road, and he's all stiff, and guess what? Nobody's stopping to help him. So it just shows us that when people are there that are willing to help you and give you that lending hand, always be respectful and say thank you, and respect those people that give you a helping hand. And because we don't want to ever end up like that raccoon where nobody wants to help him. So that was a story that I heard about that old raccoon and Grandfather Rock. And I thought that you guys might like that and enjoy a little story about that. And really, really cool stuff. I asked, some of you may know Emma, and I asked Emma. She's home from school. She's currently enrolled in Mount Mary University, where she's going to school. And due to the closings of all the schools, me and Deanna are very thankful that Emma's home here with us. And so she heard my story time and stuff like that. So I kind of bugged her earlier today when I got home. And I said, Emma, would you mind if we close out tonight? Maybe me and you could sing a song for everybody, and we can have a great end to our great night of storytelling. So, Emma, if you want to come on over and say hello to everybody who's watching.
Hi, guys.
You guys, this is Emma Carafo. She is from the Lac de Flambeau Band of Ojibwe, and I'm very honored that we respect one another. She respects me, I respect her, and she's she's like my daughter, and I've known her since she was little, and we've had a lot of great adventures on our own, where we've traveled to Powell's and done a lot of things, and dancing together with Woodland Sky, and performing, and just, her eating all my Fruity Pebbles.
Your watermelon juice.
My watermelon juice,
He's really happy I'm home.
Yes, I am. But so we're gonna bring a drum here, and I got the drum, and to all my friends who are tuned in Alaska, maybe some of you will remember this. My friends from Tayonik. How you guys doing over there? If you're out there watching, I was gonna use this drum today to sing a song, and me and Emma thought that the videos that you guys are seeing all over TV with about the jingle dress dancers, and the way that we heal one another is through our song, and the way we heal one another is through our medicines, our stories, our gathering, everything like this. We utilize all of this stuff for helping out one another, and when we're there and our people are sad, we sing for them, and when our dancers need this music, our song makers, they sing for them, and this drum is a very big part of that, and the songs that we sing, those are the healing part. And as I've told many people before, to see us dance is to hear our heartbeats, and this drum, they call that heartbeat. So we'll sing you guys a little song here. Maybe I'm gonna come over here a little bit more so we can get in there. Oh, good. Family and everybody here, thank you so much for spending your night with us. Thank you so much for allowing me and my family to come to your family, and we'll see you guys. Enjoy your weekend. We'll continue story time on Monday. We asked on this weekend, think about the stories that you've heard, maybe even share some stories of your own, your family stories, and talk to each other, bond together with everyone in your family. Have fun, and again, may the good Lord watch over each and every one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Gigawabamin.
Bye.